Hi, it's Laura here from Transition Liaison, transitionsliaison.com. I want to talk to you today about resistance. And the reason I'm bringing this topic up is something I know that holds many people back and they're not even aware as to what it is or what's going on. So let me explain. Resistance is deeply embedded in the subconscious mind. There's subconscious blocks, actually. We could refer to them that way. And what happens is when we're children, in the womb up to 10 years of age, we're exposed to the environment, of course. And more often than not, the environment that we're exposed to is not conducive to our higher self, because the environment's been polluted. Let's just say there's some family members maybe that have been arguing since the day you can remember, and or there's some time addiction problems in the environment where you're spending most of your time. Those are just a few examples. There are many, and some more intrusive than others. But what you need to know is that from the time we're in the womb, because we can hear and pick up on energy even in the womb, up until we're about 10 years of age, everything that we were exposed to, okay, environmentally, whether it was with our sight or whether it was, what we heard or both, or hopefully not, but I know it happens, physical abuse, whatever it is, in that time frame, from being in the womb to 10 years of age, it's absorbed in our subconscious mind, because there's an element of our subconscious mind that is not yet developed, or not the subconscious, rather our minds that hasn't developed, that gives the ability to say no to information. After 10, it is developed, and it does get stronger and stronger, like a muscle, like you were going to the gym. It builds momentum, and as you grow and expand, hopefully, and also become stronger and have the ability to say no, that's not nice, or no, that's horrible, I don't, and you remove yourself from the situations. But when we're that little and that young, we don't think about those things, thankfully. And if you grasp onto this for a moment, babies come into the world, we come into the world fearless. No fear, none whatsoever. We're taught fear, okay? And then as we get older, we're taught and conditioned to even more fear through media, through back in the day, newspapers. Now it's the internet. I mean, we are bombarded with negative information, okay? So back to the resistance in the mind. As we get older, those things that we were exposed to are lodged in the subconscious. So let's say, for example, growing up, I'll use this analogy, your parents fought like cats and dogs, screaming and hollering, maybe some slapping around, who knows what, and you as a child became frightened and didn't understand what was going on. So year after year, month after month, day after day, hour after hour, you're exposed to this tumultuous relationship. Think about that for a minute, okay? Now, you grow up as an adult, and you, of course, we all do, we all want love, we want to be in a relationship, and you find yourself in these relationships that are very similar, or a relationship, to what you were exposed to, if you think about it, when you were growing up, okay? Like a default monkey see, monkey do energy, which is exactly what's going on. Why is that? Well, the subconscious takes in the information, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't have the mind aspect to think, yes, this is good, no, this isn't good. Okay? So it's all there in the memory of the subconscious. So you choose this individual as a partner, or they're choosing you based on the law of attraction. Works both ways. And you find yourself in a relationship where there's arguing going on all the time. And you can't stand it, and you don't understand why, and you don't know how to get out of it. Because let's just say your mother never left your father, or your father never left your mother. And now, I want you to know these are examples, but they're very real, because with my client base, I hear this more often than I don't. And so how do you break the cycle? Once you're aware that you're in a cycle. And many times, women in particular, and men, go into these relationships, one right after the other, one just as dysfunctional as the one prior. Okay? It's because there's a part of you that's seeking to correct the situation. Your higher self is seeking to correct what was incorrect information that you took in as a young child. Okay? Or you can use the example of women, again, I see this quite often, that want to somehow fix their mate. Oh, if only he was this, or I'm going to hang in there another 5 years and he'll change. No, people don't change unless they want to change, and it's a tremendous amount of work for the most part. I know from my own experiences that hypnosis is a very powerful tool that I use. And I also know that it can bypass this resistance, this deeply embedded emotions, okay? Thought processes, patterns, habits, whatever you label you want to put on it, that are embedded in the subconscious that have us acting out on default. And that's what's happening. We're acting out on default, okay? And I often say in this instance with relationships, whether it's the male, in the dysfunctional relationship with a dysfunctional female, or the other way around. I use the analogy of the same piece of chocolate shows up in a different wrapper. Now, as the years go by, these things do appear that way. You can be in one relationship 1 minute and notice, if you're in the state of awareness, as I'm teaching you right now, if you're aware, oh, wait a minute, my mother and father did this every day that I can remember, okay? Now you're in the situation, you're aware, you understand, I'm patterning what I was exposed to. Because if you think about that for a moment also, that's how we learn, right? We learn how to ride a bicycle by a two-wheeler because we keep getting on the bike and practicing. And we get on and fall down, and we get on and fall down, hopefully not too many times, but really that's how we learn how to do anything. Read, write, ride a bicycle, eat, sleep, whatever it is. Okay, and some of these things were taught to us in an inefficient manner. So here you are, and you're offering resistance to change because now these patterns that you have been exposed to have developed for yourself, okay, not consciously. You want to change. And you can't seem to do that. You can't seem to break free of the relationship, or you can't seem to, counseling is not helping you, whatever it is that you're seeking is not working for you. Why is that? Unless you address the subconscious, okay? And I say that with hypnosis, because with hypnosis what happens, or hypnotherapy, what happens, the part of your mind that would put up resistance, okay, there's two aspects of the mind that would do that, but the bigger part of your mind that would say, let's just say, for example, this isn't going to work, or I don't want to do that, or I'm afraid, or what will happen afterwards, what will I do, all these, it's fear, and more fear kicks in. So under hypnosis, the chatterbox part of your mind, the conscious mind, goes to sleep, but you're awake. And with personalized hypnosis and or hypnotherapy, the facilitator is able to get to, a good facilitator is able to get to the root of the matter as to where all of this trauma began that's holding in your subconscious, and having these scenarios play out over and over, your story, so to speak, in your life. My good friend back here, Mr. Einstein, knew how important the imagination is. He made a statement that the imagination is more important than intellect, and I believe that to be absolutely, positively true. So in hypnosis, we access the imagination, and we write a new story. We write a new, most beneficial, wonderful story, and the subconscious must accept it. The subconscious mind rules your life. Dr. Wayne Dyer knew that and said that, and he's up here on my office wall too, up a little higher. I keep these masters on my wall, photos of them, because these are the people I learned from. The last 16 years I've devoted to wanting to know more, to grow and expand and overcome my own challenges, and so that now I'm able to help you and help others. And I'm really committed to doing that. Because, we have one life to live here. And it's important to learn the truth. It's important to be well and live the best life possible. And I would think that you would agree with that. Hypnosis also, I just want to say, is very accelerated change and proven. So if you find yourself in these situations, which almost all of us do, from different points of view, different aspects, I use the relationships analogy, because that's what I see most often. And I myself, I have to admit, years ago had found myself patterning, not exactly in the way that I was exposed to as a young little girl, but again, same piece of chocolate, different cracker. But I knew, as an empath, I knew that there was something amiss and that this isn't the way life was supposed to be. Hence all my studies and bringing me to where I am now. So I hope this helped you, and I hope that it gives you some food for thought as well as to thinking about, well, yes, this can apply in every area of your life: career, relationships with your children, not feeling successful, not being confident. The lists go on. We are very complex beings. My philosophy is the mind first, the body responds. The body always responds as we have cellular memory, and your spirit. When you combine all three of them and work towards wellness, you're on your way to the greatest life you could ever imagine. So again, if you'd like to know more, you may send an email through transitionsliaison.com. You may visit my website there. I've got some information and more information on my other healing modalities. And until next time, be well, be knowledgeable, and be at peace.